Hey everyone, it's Rachel, and in this tutorial, I'll teach you how to add effective lighting to any character using the Color Therapy app. When you want to highlight a character in a scene, lighting is imperative. For this tutorial, I wanted to portray my rendition of the princess and the frog, with a green light emanating from the frog onto the princess. Okay, so the first step is to color the entire scene the way you like it. So I really wanted to emphasize the frog as the main focal point, and then we want to highlight her face, her hands, her arms, and her neck. So for this, we're mostly going to be using the green glow as the highlight. So I didn't add too many highlights to her face yet. So let's go under the glow palette. I'm going to set it to solid and then select one of the really brightest greens there. Now select the spray tool, set the size to 80 and the opacity to 40. Let's set clearing inside the lines mode to on, and then you want to use your finger and just spray around the frog in the background and then a little bit onto her hand as well. So that color is just kind of glowing around the frog. And then you just want to do a quick swipe over the left side of her face, arms, and neck. So it's a really nice light glow. Now lower the size to about 40. And then you just want to add a bit more detail to the face, neck, and arms. So I'm just focusing on the left side of her face and just sort of the tip of her shoulder down to her arm and the left side of her neck and just a little bit on her chest as well. Now select the airbrush tool, set the size to 20 and the opacity to 65. And now we're going to add another layer. This time we're going to make it a lot brighter on just the very tips and edges of her body and her hands. Now let's lower the size to about 18 and set the opacity to 50. So we're just lowering it just a little bit and we're going to add it to the face now. So I'm just kind of outlining the bottom of the chin upwards towards the jaw and then a little bit on the nose and forehead. And then I'll add a little bit on the cheek, just highlighting it there. For the cheek, let's just lower the opacity a little bit down to about 20 and then just add another layer so it looks like it's a bit more blended in. Now let's do some of the hair. So I'll go over to the flat brush. Let's set the size to 55 and the opacity to 25. So just zoom into the hair and then just add in a few streaks here and there with your finger, going with the shape and the length of the hair. And I'm mostly just doing it on the left side facing the frog, because that's where it's going to be the brightest. And then you can use the smear tool just to blend that in a little bit at the ends, so it looks a little bit more natural. Now let's add a little bit of fairy dust and sparkles around the frog. So zoom into the frog there. Under the glow palette, choose the yellow now, and then open up the airbrush tool. Set the size to 7 and the opacity to 75%, and just add a little dots here and there around the frog with your finger. So I'm just kind of dotting it, and then you can draw a few bigger ones, and some can be closer together. And then switch back to our original green, and then open up the pen tool. Set the opacity to 100 and the size to 1. And just zoom in on one of your little dots and then just draw a cross. Now you have a little sparkle going on, and you can add those to any of those little dots you did there. You can even add sparkles in with the splatter tool. Set it to about size 13 and opacity 2. And using either that green or the yellow, you can just kind of add it in around the frog just by dotting it. Don't forget to add a little bit into her hair too. Remember, you can apply these same steps with any other bright color for mysterious fairy tale magic. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.